What's up, everyone? I'm Dimebot, and welcome back to Flight Sim and Favorite Places to Fly. Today, we are headed to Eastern Europe, to a country on the Baltic Sea that has been around for quite a while, has been called the Silicon Valley of the Baltics, and has a very rich history. That's right, we're headed to Estonia. We're going to be taking off from the capital of Tallinn. Let's go ahead and get flying. Alright, here we are, just lifting off. And let's have a quick look around. This city has got a lot going for it in terms of why it has been inhabited for nearly 5,000 years. That's some of the earliest evidence of human settlement. So for one thing, it is right on a bay, which means it has been a port, a very strategic, important port for a long time. It also has a warmer than normal for this area climate. It's got warm, rainy summers and relatively mild winters for where it is located. We'll see right there. The water. So we're going to bank back around and head towards where the old city should be. Now, as I said, this town has been here forever. It received Lubeck city rights in 1248, but as I said, human settlement evidence dates back nearly 5,000 years. Interestingly, the medieval indigenous population around here was one of the last, quote, pagan civilizations in Europe to adopt Christianity. And even today, if you look at the religious data affiliations for people that live in Estonia, it is largely unaffiliated. This is also the site of the Old Town, one of the best preserved medieval cities in Europe, UNESCO World Heritage Site, as you might imagine, something that authorities are still working on restoring. And this is also, as I said, the Silicon Valley of the Baltics. It is home to the headquarters of the European Union's IT agency, the NATO Cyber Defense Center of Excellence, and also to some other EU IT projects. So this place is crazy into tech. It's also big in tourism. You'll particularly see a lot of Finnish people here, but a lot of them come to Tallinn for the Old Town, which is divided into a lower town and the hill. And also, if you're really into history, you can visit Peter the Great's former palace built just after the Great Northern War. So absolute ton of history here. You can see the port now. A lot of the port operations have moved to a town a little bit further away. They're still operated by the port authority of the city, but they've moved some of them a little bit. As we fly over here, I'm going to change the time of day just a little bit and get the sun out of my face. That is a bit better. Keep flying here. Now, I was able to spot what should be the old town on the map. I'm not sure how well it's going to show up in the sim. If I am right, we should be in its general vicinity, but I have a feeling it's not quite going to look right. But we can always have a look. Let's have a look at the EFB for you here, and this is definitely not where the old town is. Center back in on the aircraft here. I see we just left the airport right back there. So this is not a huge city, and it is not a huge country. Population of the capital city is just under 500,000 from the last census data that I could find. I'll go ahead and head back up the coast a little bit here. So as I said, the population just under 500,000. Largest city in Estonia, but not huge for a capital city, and gives you an idea of kind of how far above its weight this city is punching with all the IT and stuff. It is not a large town, but has an awful lot of tech innovation going on. Now, as you might imagine, with the Tallinn being the capital city, it's also home to the financial and government centers of the country. It is also home to all of the museums that one would expect. So those are here if you want to come see them. Let's continue a little further up here. And I want to pull up the EFB again and also show you guys, if you zoom out. So here we are in the Baltic Sea. It is not that far out to the west till you start reaching more open water. Or you can head more towards the east. Finland, of course, just across the water here. In fact, I'm going to correct myself. That should be the... It's probably not the Baltic Sea that we're looking at. That is probably just the bay or gulf between here and Finland. Lots of ships down here. I'm just going to ignore what is going on with the ships below us. But it's a very, very pretty place to fly. Lots of other places you can reach from here, considering where we are in Europe, even in a smaller craft like this Cessna business liner here. So, place I've been meaning to check out. It's got a very nice airport for you to take off from. Definitely worth the clicks to get here. But that is going to do it today, guys. As we finally pass over Old Town, that has got to be it up on the hill right there. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. If you have a place you'd like to see me fly, leave it in the comments below. And if you're here to the end, watch time is key, so thank you for helping me feed the algorithm. I am Dimebot. I will see you guys next time.